Staying with the Telegraph, there's more evidence that Joe Biden doesn't do well without a teleprompter, Nick.
Yeah, this is appalling. So Joe Brandon... Joe Brandon?
Let's go.
I'm Joe Biden now. Yeah, I've just done exactly what he does. Look, I've got my cards here. Talk to Leo, address Josh. Sit on left. So, yeah, I got confused because it's Let's Go Brandon, that means something else. But that is a Joe Biden meme. So Joe Biden branded, you can see how I did it, Joe Biden branded, a disgrace for joking around Nashville shooting. And this is really disgraceful. So they cut to him on Fox News, and they were thinking, oh, he'll be making a serious statement about this horrific shooting. But no, he was doing basically stand-up comedy. Yeah. He was saying, I just came down for the ice cream. It was really appalling.
And there was another clip. I don't know if you saw the
Josh Hawley thing.
Yeah.
So Josh Hawley had said to him that this is a hate crime against Christians. They said to Biden, is it? And he goes, well, I don't know. And they go, well, Josh Hawley says it is. He goes, well, then I don't think it is. And then he says, oh, I'm just kidding. So he's having a partisan joke. He laughs. So completely got the tone wrong. But that's because, as we know, it's Christians that have been killed by a trans person. So it's a problematic shooting for them. It's a disgusting way to have to say it. But imagine a straight white Christian man kills a black man and some children, which is what's happened here. Yeah. They'd be all over it. Biden would be teleporting to Nashville. But he hasn't even visited Nashville. Yeah. So this creates a political problem for the Dems because it's the wrong kind of shooting for them. All they do is talk about guns, ownership, which is never going to change. And they keep going on about that. And they actually had a chance, the Dems, in the Senate to put through a thing where police would be at schools, which Ted Cruz tried to get through. They said no, they didn't, completely rejected it. There's $135 billion unspent from the COVID relief fund they could pay on and spend it on that. They won't do it.
Safe.
Yeah, because they ideologically want guns to go, and they're never going to go. So they've got the utopian idea about guns, so it stops actual pragmatic things happening. But as I say, it's grotesque, but this is the wrong kind of killing for them.
Can I say my bit?
Yes.
Yeah. This is a shameful article. In the Telegraph, I'm sorry, I hate using the term fake news, but this is exactly what it is.
This is not fake news.
OK, no, I saw the clip, and it's absolutely...
There are two clips.
No, I know that. Let's talk about the first clip, which is him joking about ice cream.
Yeah.
It was absolutely taken out of context.
That's absolutely not true.
Well,
Quite often, he was giving a briefing to some small businesses, so his original plan would have been to be joking.
If you go
he
on
later addressed the shooting.
He knew that he was going to be addressing this.
That's not my point. If you go on fact check, this is what happened, right?
Oh,
he was doing... Look, he was giving... Can I just say my piece?
Genuinely said that it was correct.
Can I please say... What they said was, it was taken out. Can I please explain the context, and then you can please make your point?
Yeah.
OK, thank you. He was making... This whole thing was actually a talk about the Women's Business Summit. There were a bunch of children in the audience. And when he came out, those jokes about ice cream and joking around, I'm Mrs. Biden's husband, all that, were for the kids. He gets the kids to stand up, and then he uses that as a way, look, guys, we have a serious thing to talk about children. And then he goes in. Now, you missed that part of it, which I've seen, is the tone absolutely shifts from that. And he uses this lightness with the kids to try and make a serious point.
And what about the second point, where he makes an obvious crass joke?
All right, fine. So I got a point on the first one.
Well, no, because, I mean, there's a small point in the room. It might have been the appropriate thing to do.
He was doing crowd work.
There's precedent for briefings like that being interrupted when there's breaking news, when there's something the President has to address, and the President addresses it appropriately and specifically, and doesn't do like a bit of sort of freehand stand-up before.
Well, like I said, that was addressing a bunch of kids that were in the room.
But he knew he was being broadcast live, and it was not appropriate.
And why is he doing Greek Independence Day instead of going to Nashville?
Well, well, that's a separate point there. And what this article does is absolutely shift the timeline between the three, make it sound like all three coincide in the same day. The Greek thing is a day later. The way that they read this here, it's just like everything is mishmashed and confused. Okay. I'm not arguing that, but that particular clip which I saw, when placed in wider context, makes a lot more sense.
And what I checked the fact checkers. The fact checkers actually, they said there was some context. They didn't say it was completely misrepresented.
And what about the Josh Hawley? And the Josh Hawley joke you're saying is still bad taste.
Well, that's a separate point that we can talk about. I don't think it's a particularly good point. Yeah, certainly when you're talking about dead children, that isn't
to make a political point that's also a joke and then laugh about it.
Okay, well, that's a separate thing.
And do you agree, even accepting your point, with my wider point, that this killing creates a problem for the Democrats? It's the wrong kind of killing for them, and they don't know how to handle it?
Well, they don't know. Certainly with this transition, there is no proof yet that it's an anti-Christian killing. That has not been proven as such by any means. They still haven't brought out her manifesto or whatever.
Seems to be a lot.
But it was on a Christian school from a trans person.
We've got to go to a break now.